Put away those sunglasses, get inside, fire up Team Fortress 2, look at the Twitch stream. It may be summer, but it is a summer brawl here on the Essentials.tf channel. It's the grand final, baby, and it's 6v6, that lovable game mode that you all well and love. It's presented lovely by Bud, by Gladiator.tf, who is our kind little sponsor. I'm TurboTabs. Joining me is Beta in the box and Samus behind the counter, pressing the buttons. Beta, it's the grand final. I hope you're in a grand mood.
I am indeed. We have 2 cough maps as well out of these. For some reason, that has me really hyped up. It's a grand final rematch here, so it wasn't an accident. It looked kind of random during the season, but it all makes sense, I suppose, when we get the rematch here. And obviously, the grand prize that they're actually fighting for is a Bills hat. Like, there's 6 Bills hat on the line, so you get one of those to rock. They're surprisingly expensive.
Oh yeah, they're very expensive, and I'm pretty sure one of these teams, a guy with that likes to rock the nickname Bill, would be very happy to rock and walk away with that Bills hat. That is going to be fancy. That is going to be one of your finalists, which is MANDEM on one side. And if you've not been paying attention to that low bracket run, it's SKEDDA in our final who beat out Yak's compadres and all that to seal themselves in this grand final. And yeah, Product is not our only choice of map. Bagel is not our only choice. We've also got Process that's going to be happening. That was picked by Team SKEDDA Beta because of that performance they did against, again, Yak's team. So yeah, these are going to be your 3 maps. Obviously, it's just the best of 3. I think I've got a little bit of tidbit of information though. Fancy and the boys did ask SKEDDA, hey, do you want to make this a best of 5? But they must have like hot date tonight, or they've got better plans, or they half of the English probably need to cry themselves asleep tonight, nice and early after that Euros.
it is a Monday also, just to be clear. People might have to get up early tomorrow. Then they can't all be as lucky as me. This is my first day of my vacation, so I want to go forever, but I can't just expect everyone else to be on the same page. We've got some people working here, so I don't blame them at all. 3 maps, that should be fine. I think there's a pretty decent chance we go to all 3 of them. And if it was 5 maps, this could take a very long time, which would make me happy. But if you have a job and you have to get up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, maybe you're not as thrilled. But still, we're on Process right now. I think we might start here. Maybe it's going to be Bagel, but either way, we have a fully warmed up team in SKEDDA that just performed extremely well. It was an absolute wash versus VNC on Process. And then you have MANDEM, who is probably the favorites going into this. They've been having a better competition. They had the better season at ETF12. And they haven't warmed up at all.
No, these boys, not only did they ask for a best of 5, they haven't even warmed up. No sort of scrims whatsoever, just rocked up, cigarettes in mouth, ready to play some TF2. So in theory, Beta, like, all the planets are aligned for a good match to be held. And obviously, SKEDDA are warmed up. They've obviously learned from trials and tribulations. Everyone is kind of rocking their full rosters that I think these 2 teams like to run at the moment. There is a missing player, actually. I correct myself. SNH will be covering for your flank of the season from SKEDDA. Menex is missing, or KIA for now. And Blank is also taking over Lardux. But that's not news, is it, Beta?
No, it really seems Lardux has just been, I don't know, absent from the team ever since the grand finals. It's kind of weird, but hey, if Blank works, why not just stick with him? I'm really excited to see him get the opportunity to just continue to put in some work there.
If you're living under a rock, though, I will just remind you of the teams, just quickly before we ever even go live, and then I'll pick your brain, Beta. But yeah, these 2 teams, you've got Lucas, Based God, Demoman on the demo, and Warped Brody will be playing the soldier classes, App and SNH playing the scouts, Mac is on that lovable medic, and over on the other side, it's going to be June on medic, Boulder, and I've lost memory now because they've taken away the teams. They're changing the server, but it's not Menex. It's maybe that's SKEDDA. Anyway, it's you tell. It's Boulder on Scout. You've also got Warped. Oh my god, I really need the teams in front of me. You tell me who's who on MANDEM Beta. I'm embarrassing myself.
Oh man, I was really hoping you were just gonna keep going forever.
Okay,
Just
no, I've
keep
got it now.
switching
I've
the
got it now.
teams.
It's
All right.
Boulder and Enzo. That's why. It's because of the name change. It's got me completely, spaced out. And then
Yeah, might
obviously,
as well forget his name because he is gonna change it next season. Don't you worry about it. I can feel that.
yeah, and then obviously Blank and Haunt on that soldier class, Fancy on demo, and June on medic. All right, now I can pick your brain, Beater, and hopefully I'm not gonna forget your name though, because I think you've had a pretty good run about predicting who wins these things. So, tell me, do tell. I'm placing my bets right now.
I think we're gonna see MANDEM win. I do have this feeling that perhaps the fact that they didn't warm up could be a real disservice to them. But if I remember correctly, they are pretty good on Bagel. I feel like we've seen so many times where Fancy just completely demolishes teams in the forward hold, and it's just so hard to deal with. So that is my feeling, but I wouldn't be surprised if they drop a map here because of the cold state going into it. I can kind of see why they would want to go 5 maps, to be honest, because that way you have a map to warm up on, right?
Yeah, it is certainly gives a bit of a lifeline as well. I think it's also from the talks of the grand final of ETF12 where these two teams faced off. I think they both did talk how hype it was playing these games, and they would like more opportunities to play some more TF2, because you gotta imagine these two teams are quite top dollar compared to all the rest of the ETF12 has to offer, or the rest that 6v6 EU has to offer. So whilst they're just getting their ankles bitten off, they've never really been challenged until these two usually meet off in some sort of grudge match.
Yeah, they have just broken the 3rd place curse. So hopefully they can continue to keep the strong form going by not randomly throwing in the middle of a final or in the middle of an important playoff game. So hopefully those days are behind them. Very often you have to struggle a bit, get some playoff scars, and then you can actually get into having a successful playoff career. That's usually how things work in basically all competitive endeavors in sports and games, whatever you have. So I kind of have this feeling that MANDEM, they've got their scars, they've gotten over the hump, and they're actually ready to actually just win some games. And we're actually going live here, Turbo Taps.
Oh, you're gonna have to take it away, buddy, because my TF2 just immediately crashed.
Oh boy! All right. Well, we've got both teams rolling out to mid here on this first map. It is gonna be process. Got Bill on this first time facing off against Lucas, and Lucas immediately gets jumped kind of aggressively by Haunt. He ends up just spamming him out. So they are just waiting it out so far. Taking it slow, don't want to do too much. We have Warp. He's actually gone behind lines into the sewer area, sorry, the PC area, and teams that begin to rotate around each other. Hawk's going to be the first player to jump in. Now he's behind, and Jordy will actually get taken down immediately. Won't try to come in as well, but he's been taken down. There's going to be a full-on retreat coming out here from SKEDDA. And actually, it's a crit streak. I completely missed that. It's been popped here in choke. They actually managed to take down F, but that means that Mac is not going to be able to run out. Lucas is behind lines. They're wrapping around here in choke, but nope, gets taken down. Scout on the medic. No, not even hurting the medic here. And that's going to be that. Are you back in the game here,
I am actually back in the game. I had to do a HUD reload scheme because I was like, there's no way that's June rocking the crits. That's usually a Mac play, but no, they definitely did rock a crits for that mid fight, and it caused them by surprise. I think it's maybe an answer to all these passive mids that every team seems to be partaking these days.
Yeah, absolutely could be. This time around, it didn't really matter too much, I don't think. Like, they took down the scout that maybe should have run out the medic, so in a way, yep, that did work. But they had won the mid before that already, just by being able to focus down the soldier immediately here. They actually got Haunts behind lines already. He's in deep, just spamming out this sentry gun.
The crits, it's been popped. It's not interrupted you because it's not got any stinky
medic
kills.
Gets hit by a crit rocket.
Oh,
Mac
but it's just too weak. Mac actually goes down to Haunts though. He manages to get the last final rocket before that sentry gun finished him off, and now there's no Uber safety net for poor SKEDDA, but they have managed to kill a lot of people in the sort of grindhouse gameplay that crits kind of forces you in. And yeah, Base God, he's looking at second, but I don't think he's going to capture second.
No, it would be a bit too yakety to go out there, right? just
I'm
give
stealing
your life
that.
away.
That's going in the book right there. That is good. But no, they're just sitting back at last now, B. So this the hovered around this sentry gun, and SNH even rocking his signature sniper as well. And yeah, maybe they'll take another crack at it over on.
Yeah, they know it's a crit streak. This is actually, it's very difficult to push into a team that knows when you have the crits, right? Like taking down the sentry gun is going to be pretty difficult. Hans is in again. They're just not dealing. Okay, SNH is going to run into it with the pyro, and the crits has been popped.
Oh
here.
my god, Jordy just kills him. He just runs up to him and just hovers him up, and the stickies are just not that good when you're getting pushed in the face like that.
Oh,
Crits
Blank
or not.
is doing a dirty one. This could have had him banned from ETF. Look at that, just floating in the skybox.
Oh, jumps behind, gets on top of Mac. Mac does pop relatively quickly though, so it's not the worst situation that could have happened from this, but this is mission accomplished for Blank, getting the Uber charge out of Mac and getting his team more volatile crits for the next go.
Yeah, it's still crit streak, and at some point it becomes really annoying that you just don't have this Uber, because you have this massive advantage, but
there's nobody watching IT. Oh my god, Warp just gets in for free. June makes it kind of difficult, kind of swimming around in the air, and Warp will go down in the end, but the fact that that was just blindly open like that was shocking to me.
Yeah, that is crazy. Okay, they've spotted the medic, but they know how far back he is. There's even a sniper as well here on Jordy. It's all just getting slightly too difficult to push in here. Actually, Lucas is going to start creeping and sorting in the skybox. Haunts doesn't fully commit here. He's actually just going to find SNH, takes him down very weak there eventually.
SNH actually doesn't finish off Haunts. He manages to rotate out. They overextended for that Haunts kill, and now they're just playing some good old trade at this point for
yeah, the crits is gone. Oh my god, Haunts just gets absolutely... I think that was an air pipe coming out of Lucas, just putting him down. And they are getting ready. They're moving forward with this full Uber. Blank is still in. He could definitely jump onto the medic. He's going to get an arrow, and then he's going to jump in there. Actually just finds the sniper. That's all he's going to find. That's pretty decent, to be honest.
I mean, trades are going pretty nicely for Mandem, and the longer this happens, you can see it now, the effect. The respawners are coming back into the fight. They're forced to use off the Uber. That's the only trading point they had to kind of play against Mandem, because they won't have that Uber charge ready, but they'd kite it completely. They're trying to come back into choke now. They weasel their way in. Haunts is coming in from behind, does push Mac away from the rest of his team, and he goes down as well. That forward respawn just coming out dividends for Mandem.
Jordy's going to have to do the play of his life. He's already been spotted. There's no way he's making it out of here. Gets spammed down. And like that was just such a beautiful collapse coming out of MANDEM there. Just slowly whittling them down, getting the Uber force out, and now they're moving in. And it is still a crit streak. Boulder goes down. This is annoying. Like, what they wouldn't give to have an Uber charge right now. That would have made their life so much easier. But hey, it's still a crit streak. They're gonna pop it now. SNH is gonna get taken down immediately. Oh my god, these crit streaks are so close.
Oh no, he actually gets him, fishes him out in the end. They just didn't have their eye on the prize over at number 5, as they are barreling in now with the medic down. There's only real combat classes to deal with this last point. The numbers are kind of against them, and they finally will get that first precious number. That's a number 1 on the scoreboard, baby.
Yeah, the crit streak almost worked against them more than it helped them on that last one. But hey, they did make it work. They got some 2 kills out of it, including the medic. So who am I to criticize them for doing that? But they're probably going to change the tune. Yeah, they are back on Uber now. So let's see what happens on this mid. They had the crits before with the slow mid, or does that mean they're going to go for a fast one? Well, we'll see.
Yeah, well, they've got that sort of round to play super defensive, dig their heels in if it really comes down to it. But so far, the upper is kind of held more nicely by SKEDDA, if I do say so myself. Blank coming in with a big old bomb, though, and the Scout's not prioritizing where that bomb is going to be landing. So Blank's staying alive, doing a lot of work, and the Scouts get picked off from the numbers game at that point.
Max being chased. He might not get out of here.
He's down. He's dead. He's dead as Dodo. Yeah,
so
he's gone down. That's the cool thing about TF2. The longer you survive, Beta, the more you spend in the respawn.
Yeah, he should have had worse movement there. That would have been better for him. It sounds weird, but it is true. You're absolutely right. But they're going to go in here. That was all about that blank bomb, by the way. But they're in already on last. They're going to pop the Uber now. There's a sentry gun over on the other side. Looks like they're going to immediately jump in and take it out. And they even get a soldier as well. They do lose Haunts, but they're already putting pressure on the point. This push is looking very promising for MANDEM.
Yeah, look where Blank is positioned as well. He's just hiding above that respawn door, just wailing in all that damage into that heavy weapons guy. The only real last defense for that last defense. So with 2 rounds on the board, I think MANDEM are looking pretty.
Yeah, we've got the double spy. Okay, that is just a spawn thing. Thank God. I was like, oh no, they're already trolling. But no, they're just checking for off classes here. I think they're worried about SNH going sniper to mid.
Yeah, they got Kritzkrieg running, coming out from Mac. Desperate time calls for desperate measures. And let's see if the scouts have a bigger foothold this time. Oh, Blank coming straight in, but not really committing. Haunt's already kind of peppered out, but will keep himself alive. And Blank is still having some sort of presence here on mid, and just staying alive, getting out the damage and rocking up the kills. Haunts follows up as well on those bombs. Obviously the scouts are not dying anytime soon on the mid. It's just solid all around. It's looking like a major outclass, and to make it worse, Peter, this is the map pick of SKEDDA.
Yeah, I think the lesson I'm learning is just don't warm up. It's for suckers. Just go right in and play your game. What are you doing?
Oh my God. Goodness.
Blank is actually just completely owning this game. He is playing so well, just murdering people. They're just binning them in the spawn. I have a scout on the point. Lucas, can he get out there? Kind of. But, okay, Reds is going to try to funnel out of spawn, but there's just no way they can ever get out of there. That's going to be 3-0. It's looking really dominant right now here for MANDEM. And actually, so far, I would actually say Blank has been the actual MVP. Like, it seems like he just does so much work. He hides up on that high ground, gets the medic force. He comes in on the mid, gets the huge bomb. They win the mid consistently. He gets this nice little air shot here. Jumps Lucas.
Yeah, commits in. Doesn't get the early demo man pick. That's usually what you're banking for when you've got this. So Haunts is going to be out of the fight for a little while now. Blank has come straight in, has fed his life, has allowed Fancy to get some damage in, and Haunts comes in at the perfect opportunity to play off that initial early bomb, and they're just happy getting a medic kill. The new gameplay plan is to get out Beta over Amanda.
Yeah, he's looking to go in here, but just the medic demo man scout combo is just... It's exactly the 3 players you want to have alive after a mid fight.
He's on top of June. June surfs away, gets the health back. It couldn't be a more tidy medic affair if you could, just conjure it. June's showing very nice sorts of gameplay for his team.
Yeah, they're going to actually try to pressure him out of second here as well. They've actually separated the medic from his 2 heal targets.
Oh, June caught out this time. Geordie, you can do it once, but you can't do it twice. She will be forced on that Uber charge, and no Uber for last, it seems, Peter.
No, indeed. They're going to try and go in anyway. They don't care that they're at a disadvantage here. And they will lose Blank here, who tried to go in really deep. And I think the rest of them are going to smell what the chef's cooking here and just get the hell out of the kitchen.
Yeah,
they know they have an Uber to deal with.
Yeah, it's burnt, and oh my God, they're still going to serve it anyway. They've got Kritzkrieg over on Mac, and they want to get out of one, but they can't. The shutter door's just being pressured too much. Hopefully Warped can allow his team enough sort of pressure to get back in, but the crits, it's found no one. They're throwing pipes, stickies. Fancy stood still. He ain't scared. He ain't nothing in the eyes of that demo man. And yeah, now they're coming back in. Haunts will go down. Blank is following up, needless to say. Boulder will also be another domino to fall. Fancy's committed in. They're feeding everybody. They win as a team, they die as a team, Beta.
Yeah, that's kind of how you want to play it. I think they're just going to have to run out here. Okay, June needs to beat back up with the scout. There we go. And they actually have a pretty sizable Uber advantage here on MANDEM, so it's quite unfortunate that they lost that. But I kind of like that they took that fight. It seemed kind of defensible to me. It seemed very winnable. But now they do have to push into mid here with a pretty small Uber advantage. We have the classic roamer trade there in PC. it's still funny to me how you can just have two soldiers and they just always end up killing each other.
I mean, this is a little bit more awkward for SKEDDA because now they haven't got anybody to just throw at Droom to force out this Uber charge and get max crits a bit more volatile in all of this. But yeah, instead they're just going to go for a spam war. Blank is kind of identified to the point of being chipped down, will retreat out, and the crits popped.
Yep.
The crits popped, by the way. Oh my god! So maybe that was all they needed to do. And yeah, they're just going to Uber back straight in now, coming all the way from IT, rotating around. They can't seem to find any picks, however, so they might have to just settle for a mid capture.
Yeah, I think maybe they were trying to go through choke and cut off Mac that way, but unable to get in there. Warden tries to jump in, unable to get the pick that he was looking for.
Jordy's going to go down as well. Oh no, overextended, and maybe some ammunition will go down to the second soldier of Blank, and with 2 players down, they have to give up the second over on SKEDDA.
But at the same time, they're on crit streak, they're on 95%. Surely you have to push on that, right?
Well,
you can't just sit around.
Guard, do you believe there's only 1 scout on the point, and they're not making it easy for him. They already got stickies on the 1 door that he can expect a crit squeeze to come out of, and they think better of it. They back off and they pocket it for last.
Yeah, this is going to be real awkward. Like, just sitting there with 10% crits add on last, that feels terrible. But really well played it by MANDEM. They're just sitting out here camping, forcing them to push into them with this crits advantage, and now that it's even, they can just go in with Uber, and these crits, they're not as dangerous, but they need to be careful. And after the Uber ends, immediately they're going to be met with a crits barrage. It's going to be a heavy.
No.
The laser beams are out. 3 kills immediately. It is so deadly. Really well played there by SKEDDA to do the best.
Oh my god, Enzo just walks in, kills Mac, and pieces out. Horns is now even giving them something to sweat about. He's pointing out some laying out damage before he goes to his grave. And yeah, I mean, the crits did look great, but in that sort of post-chaos, they just didn't have all the doors checked. Fancy's coming back in. They're not giving up second without a fight. There's no heals for SKEDDA, so this is definitely the right call. Fancy even pressuring 1 now. They commit Af in. They will trade them their lives to get that Demo down. Even Boulder getting advice. Is that another kill onto Mac? How does that even happen?
Yeah, Mac found himself in a high spam area, and he's going to go down once again. It's not as bad this time around just because he already was at a huge Uber disad. So I don't blame him too much to want to be in a situation where you can heal a lot, but unfortunate that he goes down. It doesn't help that he doesn't have time to properly buff up everyone before the Uber comes in.
Nice pick from Lucas. That is going to delay the push, I believe, for MANDEM. Or will they debate about thinking we could do this 5 versus 6, right, guys? Right?
Yeah, they could do that, but their Uber's advantage is actually big enough. So now it actually does matter that Mac got taken down here. Because if he hadn't died there, they couldn't have waited.
Oh, that's a lot of kills being followed up from this Demo Man, from Blank, from these scouts as well. And yeah, the next point is the point itself. They've got everybody baited out onto it. It's an easy, tidy round for MANDEM. It's 4-0. Mercy Rule is going to be invoked next round unless they do something on SKEDDA.
Yeah, they need a mid-win real quick here. We've had a lot of crit squeaks. This time around, there's not going to be anything.
Although the SNH Sniper, though, that is going to be their crits incarnate, final sort of silver bullet. But they should see this coming. They did a class check over on MANDEM predicting this.
Yeah, they've been doing the double spy check. It's pretty unusual.
Oh my god, genius. They went for my T, so it didn't allow any room for SNH to do the snipe. They can't get an angle from that point.
Yeah, they absolutely just played that to perfection, just completely negating every advantage that the sniper could have. Really well done by them. Oh my god, Lucas peeks his eye into choke, gets demolished here.
He gets the kill on 1, but I mean, you're just one lonely sniper. You can only kill people 1 at a time. Fancy is chasing.
He actually gets Bill in the back with the crossbow there. And yeah, he went into PC and actually took the long way out, and that really worked out for him. So great escape there from Mac, outplaying his opponents for a little bit there. Just some brain games going on. Let's see. It's still even Ubers.
Oh, they're coming in from IT. They didn't see this coming out. Oh, no eyeballs on that. And Medic, it's got his Uber charge fully on top of Mac. Mac will pop his Uber in kind. They did lose Blank during all the chaos. Boulder's going to get chased out as well. Another scout taxi has been called, but June will miss this car as they will take her out, and everybody else will kind of follow, trying to protect and salvage that situation. And Fancy respawns back and wonders, how the hell did my team wipe?
Yeah, it was a bit too aggressive there from MANDEM. They didn't have an Uber advantage at all. So just the fact that they had to pop that early by going through a small choke and then just take a normal Uber exchange.
They're showing them how to do an IT push. They've pushed in and blindsided them. Blank is kind of hiding in the lower area during all this, not really getting any pressure out for his team whatsoever. And Mac is going to keep his Uber advantage alive with 70%. That's going to be ready for last.
Yeah, this is the comeback, Turbo Taps.
They're in.
We're not done yet. Lucas is just standing on the point.
Oh, okay, Lucas does go down though. That's a demo man on last. That's a valuable thing, but it doesn't warrant it. It's 1-0. 1-0, 1-4 on the board, but it's 1-0 in the hearts of SKEDDA, I guess.
It's the first point. The first one is always the
4
most important.
doesn't count, Beta. It's fine, Copium.
It's whoever wins the last round, like in every like double mix where you're sole losers, right? Yeah, that's how that works. Got another mid here. No sniper to spot. No crit streaks either. This is just going to be a box standard mid. Let's see how they play this.
All right, so this time no sort of gimmicks. Bork's playing things kind of like calm and collected, doesn't really jump high, and they're just matching each other on these rotations. Max smells blood in the water though. He wants to get out from sewer. His team aren't getting out at the same time. They've convinced Mac to come back in. You've got to believe, Mac. Believe like App can believe, because they managed to pull it off. Your boys did it, and Mac wanted to leave.
Yeah. It was actually Jordy got the perfect position there. He did so much spam damage just up on that high ground as everyone else was trying to get out into the low ground position, trying to half get out. Really well done. And hey, there's still 11 minutes remaining here. That's actually a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, you're right. That is a long time in FPS land. It takes about, I'm going to give you, kind of a small mathematical thing. It's about like a minute and a half if you're blazing saddles out with all these rounds. But I've seen teams definitely snowball this, and they're already on their way to a second round. They've got out the sentry gun as well. They're getting Jordy to that top area. It's already starting off the fighting, but they're all very well held back on MANDEM. They have to abuse this by clapping off the point, but they've pushed people forward just now when they've tried to change their priorities here. They've got 3 people on, and there we go. All that held back gameplay from MANDEM gets punished with the point play.
Yeah, there was a really clutch arrow coming into Jordy there. He was basically standing in the enemy spawn and just waiting for the arrow. And when he came back in, I don't think they were expecting them on MANDEM to be like a 3-man surge onto the point, and they were unable to get there in time. They had a heavy. Heavies are fat and slow. Couldn't get there in time. And there we go.
A right push, Beta. Sorry to cut you off, but Fancy interrupted you with a right push. This is a wild, radical change coming out from MANDEM. I'm usually not one for these sort of pushes. You're very boxed in from the start, giving up a lot of ground and a lot of flank, but they're making it work here. They put a lot of initial pressure on that health pack. Mac is left alone. He's being chased out, and he's actually going to hit the kill bind and just save everybody the trouble.
Yeah, the faster you die, the better. And it's a crit streak again on June. There's another crit streak. They're already setting up the forward spawn sticky bombs here on Bill. But it's going to be one of those situations again where it probably would have been better to just have an Uber, right? They did such a fast mid and they had a crit streak as well, right? It's very interesting that they would do that.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to see it coming, at least.
The sentry gun is going to be pesky now, though, with that crit streak and the sentry gun being unaffected by critical hits. It's just another kind of checkbox for the soldiers or these Dairymen to kind of sneak their way in. Fortunately, it's not in the most demanding point, which is right on top of the point. They use the crits nice and early. They find nothing and anybody with it. Crit that sentry gun. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to do something. Mac is dodging some crit rockets of his own. Jordy's pressuring out that rollout, and yeah, the crits comes out with nothing, Beta.
Yeah, they did some heavy emotional damage to that sentry gun, but that's all you will do with a crit streak to that. You were right. It was a pesky sentry gun. They spent the entire crit streak basically spamming that down. They also had some slightly poorly managed switches there onto the between the soldier and the demo man. They were like not being crits as they thought they were. So even when they did hit with them spam, it wasn't properly crits. Jordy's goes out.
Jordy, two for the price of one. He's still alive as well. They uber in just as the team gets that sort of double kill. They're on the chase here. They're on the back foot. Get me that Crits Creek medic, says Mac. And he wants to oblige. He sees June under the crosshair, but not quite in the death.
As Crits is about to come in. Sure.
Yeah, they're floating around Choke, but they want to get their respawn as Blank is the last one to respawn, and he will get the forward now. ×4 on the cap. They're not really in. Fancy pops it, doesn't find the first frag, however, and now they're trying to settle for any frags they can find. They switch the boulder, but the laser beams aren't getting confirmed kills here. They managed to storm the weather, and they're going to hold on to this. They have got the forward respawn, so if they just play things nice and defensive on SKEDDA, this should go their way. A trade has happened. This is still really good for SKEDDA. A nice bomb coming out from Hans. Doesn't have the follow-up, however, and this baited boulder in. He goes down. Fancy also gets baited as well. Denied of the air shot. As Enzo is making some sort of comeback for his team, however. It's one versus the world. Is this CS or is this TF2? He will go down. He does bleed, Peter.
Yeah, eventually he does go down, and meanwhile June put a tail between her legs and just got out of there way early. Actually, Jordy might get in behind. Okay, no.
Jordy, he's in. He's timed it right. He's pressured out Fancy. He's joined him in the box. Fancy will keep himself, but it allows his team to kind of get back into that second point. They get second point for free despite that death on Jordy. It was space made.
Absolutely. Mac, with the Uber advantage now, coming back in. It's 2-3, or 2-4, sorry. Can be 3-4 if they actually nail it.
God, he's on top of the sniper. Can't quite get it there. Will clean up the sentry gun from the soldiers. That's a pleb's job. They will leave it to the soldiers instead. Oh, that scout pressure onto the point. They bait somebody off. They play the point instead. They've got around on the board. There's still 6 minutes left in this beta.
There's so much time. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes to get around. So this is all the time in the world here for SKEDDA to work with. They've got all the momentum. Both teams have been so good in these last pushes to actually put pressure on the point. They just put a scout on it immediately. Just clear like a corner of stickies and just park the scout
Lucas
there.
is so quick. He's nice and early. Does get a lot of welcome to the start of the middle, though, because Horns is just as quick as all three of them. And, yeah, they're playing it a bit more calm on warp. Will jump in now. Doesn't really find anything he's going for. Jumping and rotating back instead. See if he can find the weak link on the Horns. He's brought down really low. Can't quite get finished off. Jordy will be the one to finish him off, though. They exchange both soldiers in that. And Jordy is behind. He could do some sort of pincer. They're trying to meet him instead over on Blank and such. This should give some room for them if for SKEDDA to kind of hold on to this mid, but they're going to come back in now. They count their numbers. Head count 1, 2, 3, 4. We can go back in, says MANDEM, and they will start pressuring Bait God. He's low, but he's not quite down.
Does have to retreat though. It's a 4-on-5 situation. Oh, sorry, 5-on-6. 4-on-5. Yeah, I don't know. They were one person up, and like in 6v6 competitive, just body count is everything. It's so important. You just have to respect it at all times. And they are going to get out here. Jordy's now on sniper. He's standing really far back. I think he's just waiting for. Oh my God, June is just in the sniper sideline, please. And making me nervous.
Yeah, I think they want to do that usual push they like over on MANDEM, where they just push from that sewer, kind of let Boulder weave in and out of all that spam. But if you've got a sniper, you're kind of risking things a little bit here, rolling the dice like that. So change of plan, I think, for MANDEM. They've gone back to mid, and they're going to take a fresh approach, in my opinion.
Indeed. We've seen some pretty decent bomb-ins so far. I think the last thing actually we saw was MANDEM just doing a dry push or just an exchange push through upper. That didn't work out very well, so they're definitely going to have to figure something else out apart from that. But Process is pretty well known for just being able. This choke is basically a soldier launcher, right? Like you can just fire soldiers out of it, like a missile coming out of a barrel. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh, Jordy gets the pick onto Enzo. So that's one less player in the world, but you do have a sniper on your team, so you can't really trust your 6 against their 5 as much as you used to. But this does allow Jordy to get a bit more brave. I say brave, he gets foolish, as he will go down to Blank, jumping him from that sewer area. And Haunts, nobody's watching IT, or at least nobody's got a solid hold on IT. He's managed to get behind now. This makes things a bit awkward. They will trade on the back line, so it's an overcharged single. It's Boulder's specialty. Pops off single, and the multi-aim quite a bit. Yeah, Base Gods wants to stay in. Mac takes a nice love tap, and now it's about the post-fight. Who can kind of get the most damage in? SNH doing a wonderful job of getting some sort of damage in, but not dying for the rest of his team, and has the rest of Mandem distracted. Geordie's back in. He's going to get killed out by a respawning Haunts. This does not scare Base God. He will back off, and he actually baits him warped a bit because he actually double guesses himself in that last moment.
Yeah, and very critically, Inso took down Mac at the tail end of that Uber exchange. Yeah, so that's why all the aggression is coming out.
Okay. Wait, the scouts doing some work. They're cooking. They've got something. They've got something in the pot. Mac is going to rejoin back with his team. They have got 80% advantage though, and they should know this over on Mandem. That's why they're floating around, but they want to strike while they still have some advantage. But Af is getting a bit too big for his britches, walks through the chokes himself, and with Geordie trying to back up his boy, that's 2 down and a given up second.
We're gonna have to just give it up here. Then with this ad, they want to spam out as much as they humanly can, but it's all just a delay actually to try and get a sentry up on last.
There's 2 minutes left, Beta. If they want hope for this round, they have to kind of make this turnaround, switch around. They Uber in. They've got that sort of point pressure. Nobody's blocking it. Double soldiers come in time. They knock him off the point with the sticky. Johnny gets a picky toe onto it. Amp is a spy for some reason. And SNH is still rocking that heavy weapons guy. He's getting pummeled with rockets, arrows, and scattergun. And when the dust settles, it will be a Mandem round. And I think their hopes of this map.
Oh yeah, literally ends because it cuts off at 5. It's just win limit 5 at this point. So there we go. Mandem, they will be able to take it. They basically won this by just having a scout stand on the point for way too long. They just basically had to sneeze on the point at this time, and they would be able to cap it out. So there we go. Mandem wins it in very convincing until, oh my god, they're about to lose fashion.
Well. So, I mean, bad news, that's the map pick for SKEDDA. Good news is there's been plenty of reverses in the old game of TF2. It seems like these map pools change like the weather. And, with our change of game type as well, King of the Hill Bagel is going to be our next map and the pick for Mandem. Maybe SKEDDA might be able to dig deep here. And if they can dig deep, Beta, this King of the Hill follows up into the next map as well. So whoever wins this is going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's 2 King of the Hill maps. It is 2 very separately, very different KOF maps. Bagel, you cannot run sniper on this map. It's basically impossible. You're just going to lose a flank and die. It's almost not a thing. I think maybe you can run like heavy if you're being weird, but almost not. Whereas on Viaduct or Product, you can absolutely run sniper all of the time, especially after we removed the gunboats buff, where you take full damage if you're in range of them, your opponent that you're shooting at. It's really made it different. So I think teams are kind of reverting back to favoring sniper and 2 scouts as opposed to having 2 soldiers at all times. Your soldier's just a bit weaker now. But on Bagel, I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference. Like sniper is just too weak here. Basically, off classes are weak. You want to have maximum mobility. You have these 2 houses. You want to control both of them. And you can't really do that unless you have full mobility. And whenever your opponent is pressuring one house, you need to be able to go over there and stop them immediately. So just mobility is king on Bagel.
Okay, chat, okay. I can feel your thoughts from here. I'll address it. Mac has 10 more deaths than June. That's just not acceptable here, is it, Beta? If they're gonna continue.
Yeah,
I tried to dodge it, Mac. I tried to pretend, but the elephant in the room was taking up all the breathing space, and my god, Beta, my god.
Yeah, it's 12-2. I just saw it now. Good god. What happened? Yeah, June did never die. Yeah, she ran away a bunch, but yeah, it's kind of crazy how many times more. And that's crazy.
Yeah, she was even rocking the Krieg. It was medic on hard mode, Beta, and still making it work for the Mandem side. That's got to be the key, surely, to kind of keeping things together in that first map.
I think it's also has to do with the mid fights. If you look at that, it's 7-1 in favor of MANDEM. You're more likely to die when you lose mid fights. And June, they only lost one, and I'm pretty sure she got away from that one alive as well. So it's still rough going on there, but yeah, big props to June for staying alive as much as she did. Hopefully it's going to be a bit more even here on this next map. It is a map where Medic can't really hide. Basically, your only safe spot is in the open area where yeah, it's like basically the safe place is being in the middle of the open area where you can actually dodge, whereas everywhere else you're just next to a wall and you're going to die. So might as well be in a place where you can actually dodge around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a negative Nancy, it seems, Beta. You need to keep me in check. So, you know, sing some praises. Well, who's been impressing you? Who's been like playing a grand final performance of grand final TF2?
So early on in the game, it was definitely Blank. I straight up said this already. He was making so many plays for his team and just being an absolute menace. It cooled off a little bit towards the end there. But I think also Inso did a really strong job. He had a bunch of really big plays coming in, and he was just, in general, very consistent. Did a lot of damage, got a lot of kills. Actually, I think he actually bottom damaged. Yeah, but he still got like 26 kills, so lots of kills to work with. Really good stuff out of him. Balder was just chilling, 28 and 8. That's just normal Balder stuff.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about being our like player of the season. We're like, oh yeah, Balder's feeding, that's fine. That's, you know, we're used to seeing that grass grows, you know, sun shines, and Balder's going to get 50 million kills in all the solo Ubers.
Yeah, it's rough. He obviously played really well. You can't just take that stuff for granted, even though I absolutely am. That just means I'm stupid. You guys should be better than me. But yeah, I didn't even notice it during the game. I was just like, yeah, Balder's doing Ubers. It's normal. That's just gameplay.
If I had to take my best stab at being positive as well, Beta, Jordy, I felt like had a lot of impact for his team. Maybe it was just poor Warped had to be like the first one to jump in. It's like, Warped, you die, and then I'm going to take all this tasty distraction, get some nice kills. And I mean, I also like the fact that this man was off-classing as well, you know, at sort of kind of wacky times, kind of keeping MANDEM on their toes and making it work on Sniper. So yeah, it's good TF2 so far. It's tasty. I want more. Give more to me.
Yeah, I agree. I just noticed that, you know, you have SNH, we have AF, we have MAC. I feel like all of SKEDDA should try their best to go down to 3 letters. This is an imperative.
Yeah, just we should just have God, you know, War or PED. I don't know what's probably better. Jaw.
WPD. I don't know how we use short and Warped. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got rough. The 4-letter squad on the other side with June, Inso, Haunt. Wait, Horn. Excuse me, I can't count. I'm a U. Fan. See, Thank.
That's okay, just Bill. That's just Bill.
Oh yeah, that's smart. That's smart. That's clever. All right, Beta. I've been avoiding the question because you've been kind of writing the script so far. But who's going to win this this bagel map?
I think I'm going to stick to my guns and say that it is going to be MANDEM again. I think that the forwards holds are going to be too strong. Like they're just going to be wasting too much of their opponent's time with these forwards hold. There's going to be a ton of damage coming out from both the soldiers, but mainly from Fancy. That seems to have been a real like sticking point for me during the season. It's just a pattern that I noticed, and I don't see why that would have broken. But maybe they've actually figured it out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I am interested to see it because this is a map where you can actually hold on both sides when you do a forward hold. So you never know where the demo is. Where are those pesky stickies located? Where can you jump to safely? You just don't know.
All right. I've walked through the locker room here for SKEDDA, and I'm going to leave some notes on the locker room doors. I'm going to try and give my best advice here, Beta. You call me foolish, you call me smart. I think they need to stop jumping June. I think they just need to ignore the fact that they can't kill this medic. So why try? Like, you know, maybe go for other ways. Go for the grind box way. Kill the Uber targets or the patients, you know, because this medic just doesn't die.
I think I feel the opposite. I think I'm just like, nah, they just go all in. Let's just make it chaotic. Let's just not do these slow, methodical things where we try to focus down the flank players to slowly work our way in. I feel like you just go all in and actually not necessarily just focus the medic. Like, obviously, if you have the chance, go for it. But I kind of want to just see them nuke, go in, jump, just get in the skybox and hit them.
Will it be Nuke or will it be Pepper? You're just joining us. This is the 6v6 Summer Brawl brought to you by Bud and Gladiator.tf. It's Turbo Times, Beta and Samus presenting you SKEDDA versus MANDEM. It's map 2, potential best of 3 map point or match point for MANDEM. Let's see if SKEDDA can turn it around, shall we? The points are unlocked. And let's see who comes out of the gates. And so far,
fighting the right house.
Yeah, and the right house is kind of gobbled up by SKEDDA. It's a good start, and Fancy has been taken out. June has not even been kind of addressed. She is out. She's walked out. They've gobbled up those patients, Beta. It's a strong start.
Yeah, they took that fight on the right house.
Oh, Mac went
and
down
they
there.
just won it immediately. What did you say?
Mac went down. I said it quietly, so maybe like nobody heard out there. But yes, he did go down. So with an Uber charge, maybe this point's going to be short-lived. But it's okay. This is Bagel. It's a death of 1,000 cuts or 1,000 captures rather than the other way. They throw warps right on top of June. June does not die, though. He jumps out. They're going all in. They're throwing the nuke. They can't find her. She takes the Airway Express out, levitates the... over the plebs and into the heavens, and will grant this point and control for her team.
She even took the air vents there inside the house. Looks like it's going to be a left side forward hold here with the demo man. That might mean they have to go the other way around. Looks like they're just going to try to brute force it with Jordy going through. He's in the skybox.
Oh,
they get peppered down. But I think they take down Bill. Wow, great job by Warp there.
Yeah, and SNH is finding these kills on these fragmented players that are making their way in behind. That's another player left behind, but they've got them called. They've got them maybe controlled. There's actually a weird-ass fight happening in the mid area, but Jordy's going to hopefully come back and clean up that frag. And they're just taking things nice and slow on SKEDDA here while they deal with that player who's behind, who, by the way, is still alive. Blank finally goes down.
Yeah. Didn't quite manage to get anything done, but he did pull them back, so that means that they can actually go out pretty aggressively.
Oh, they use off the Uber aggressively. There's a lot of multiing happening between both of these teams. Boulder is not scared, though. He's going to still commit in, and nobody's kind of repaired set up. Oh, Jordy misses the arrow for half a second later and will go down, and I think that is a deciding frag for this mid. And yeah, App maybe seeing if he can clean up Haunt, or is Haunt cleaning him up as he will go down. They even throw a Demoman to boot. Mac, of course, went down during the chaos, during all of that.
Yeah, as is tradition. And we've got another forward hold here. They're actually in a really good spot here. MANDEM, they just need to hold on. Times are basically equal right now. And they have the demo man in the same spot before, but it looks like they're going to bust from the other side. And we've got the rotate around from the demo man, but it might be a bit too slow. It's another pretty successful forward hold break coming out here for them.
Sorry, Blank kind of jumped in there, kind of fed away the advantage from MANDEM after they just got that kill and entry pick from Jordy. But they gain some time here. They are blocking it successfully over on MANDEM. Haunts has got one door hidden on lockdown.
Yeah, they're gonna they spot Mac. They're gonna pop on him. He doesn't have it yet. He's taking so much damage. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Fancy just
oh my God,
up.
Fancy! He's giving him an honorable death. Gives him the sword, and I mean, whilst they did pop in Uber, they bled a few players there in all the chaos.
Mac tried to stay back pretty far, but the jump in was just perfect from Fancy. And they are going to try to do a forward hold again, but yeah, they're just going from the other side here. SKEDDA, they're in free onto this midpoint. Going to try and pressure that out. They do have battle spawns right now because they don't own the point. And they are going to take control over here. They're going to jump in again. Can they get June? Close, but no, it is so difficult, just absolutely unkillable.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the flank is giving them a headache over on SKEDDA, so...
Matt died again.
Yeah, oh my God, Blank with a massive double kill coming in from the corner, and Base God does get the revenge kill, but can't really kind of keep the pressure up. His team has gone down. The medic has got Uber charge over on MANDEM now. Fancy might go down. goes down, and June caught in no man's gets piped down. She bleeds, Peter.
Yeah, finally they catch her out. Way too aggressive there. Oh my god, the air pipe from Lucas is almost a double as well.
Oh, Mac, he's brought down low. He's thrown up high, brought down low, sent to the death queue. And yeah, that's a silver lining for what was a disastrous moment for MANDEM.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, Lucas is just hitting right now. It's actually crazy, but yeah, that was too aggressive. There we go. They finally made a mistake.
Bait boulder. They didn't see the trap coming. They decided to guess in from choke, and then they guessed wrong. They were actually holding the other way round. And nice little kill coming out from Blank, and going to equalize things out. What is a boulder kill if you've got another player down over on SKEDDA? They're holding right left house so far. Warp might go down there. Yeah, the final rocket from Blank will find it, but they trade out, so it's not the worst situation in the world. A lot of good time for SKEDDA to get back into things, and they pause on me, Peter. They pause.
Yeah, and I think we might be on. Are we still production? Can you confirm this? Are we still on delay 0 instead of the normal 90? So this might be the pause moment.
Oh, delay 90 seconds. Okay, so we have to. I mean, I don't think there was 90 seconds left in this round, Peter. So I think somebody's won this. I don't know who, but somebody. Right. It's going to be close, I think, in the delay. So it comes down to the wire. And obviously, one team is having some severe discussions and talks after such a round.
It's been extremely close, much closer than the other map. I'm glad we got these cough maps. And it's you can see the Ubers are about to come in here. I think there's a pretty good chance that they're just gonna.
Excuse me, Ubers. There's only one Uber in the server right now, Beta. It's a Kritzkrieg on the other.
Yeah, that could. If it just catches them off guard, it doesn't matter what the Uber percentages are, because you just insta die to this Kritzkrieg. You know, the medics, they can't see each other right now, but they're both basically pushing up against the point. So it'd be so easy for Lucas to just put, you know, 2 random stickies across the point, just on the other side, and it just murders everyone.
I mean, they do have an Uber charge, so it'd have to be one of those really surprise Kritzkriegs, you know, no sort of thing, because there is an instant bailout plan. They have the Uber charge now over on June. They have finally the Kritzkrieg. They pop early. They pop. There's no chance for the Kritzkrieg to kind of do his work. Matt gets out though, and if he can keep this Kritz alive for his team, and maybe they can come back in and do a lot of damage with it. Yep, crits, but he can't find anybody. They're taking the scout taxi around. Mac is dodging all these scouts kind of flanking around him. Will go down to these solo rockets in the end, and I don't think it's the result they were hoping for, Beta.
No, it's the bold scout Uber. It's probably a better idea. Like, Lucas was alive, right? No, he wasn't.
No, he went down.
He just died. I guess they were feeling desperate, but they didn't actually have to go that quickly. The Uber had just been used, so they had plenty of time to go with. They could have just waited until they had a soldier or demo man respawn to use this, but time is counting down. Coming back here. It's now on overtime for SKEDDA.
Oh, Geordie going down. They need all hands on deck if they want to hold on to this point, but that is the desperate play about it. They have to cap the point. They have to have time on there, and this makes it so easy for MANDEM to kind of set up the pins to knock them down, but they are keeping it alive enough just to keep them on life support. They've popped up an Uber. They're going to have to dig extremely deep over on SKEDDA if they want to hold on to this, and they can't. The time gets them.
Yeah, they just warded everyone off the point, and they're going to end up taking it, but an extremely close round, and there goes the pause. I think it was just a tac pause. It was pretty quick, if I remember correctly. So, good stuff there. They're just going to talk it out, and we're ready for another round here.
It's a Kritzkrieg again, Beta. I hope you've got plenty of appetite for criticals, because Mac is not turning into an unbeliever just this moment, and they are very passive over on SKEDDA for this starting mid.
Yeah, I do kind of like Kritzkrieg on Bagel mid, just because you play it so passively. You're just kind of fighting in the houses. Looks like we're going to have another fight. This time around, it's actually going to be Hobbs winning. Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what we saw last time, but this might bait them into going into a Kritzkrieg, right?
Yeah, it was you kind of save your friend syndrome happening with App and Geordie. Geordie kind of stepped out of line, and App wanted to support his boy, but his boy was dead and gone, and he kind of fed his life as well away with it. They're coming back in, and Geordie's again going to die in the exact same spot, but they've got the Uber charge out of June, so maybe not quite the same situation. Mac is being kind of pushed and pressured by the scout. Inzo will force the crits out, and now this crits has effectively done nothing, and they're going to try and cap the point here, but Boulder has got his blocking shoes on, and he's tip-tapping all over the attempts of a cap from SKEDDA.
Warped hits a nice little rocket there on the blank. That should give them the man advantage here on this midpoint. It's kind of spiraling out of control for MANDEM now. They need to get out of here, but I don't think Fancy will actually be able to
Oh my
do
god,
so.
crossbow! Fancy is staying alive just that little bit longer. He will go down, but he should have been dead a moment ago. Final destination, and yeah, they have the capture. And more importantly, Mac is alive, Peter. Praise!
Yeah, and so is Warp. Warp got hit by a really nice air shot as he was jumping out, but he just landed on top of the point with like 20 HP. Got an arrow. He's fine, but yeah.
Not quite quick enough over on Lucas to get the Haunts kill. He clears and denies that sticky trap, and gonna get healed up and try and back through the door that they have just kind of deactivated. And Haunts, where's the rest of your team, buddy? There we go. Now they're coming in.
Where's June? Where's June? That's what they want to know. They have this crit streak. They don't know where to use this on.
Haunts is like, team, are you going in or not? I've just gone in and died for your sins. And yeah, that is one less player now for this repush. They have got an Uber charge, and against a crit streak, I think they should be aware of this fact that Mac never went down during all of this. So June obviously had no Uber charge gone on the floor to be picked up. So Uber charge versus crit should be quite simple.
Yeah, you can see Lucas, he is kind of lobbing stickies over, just getting ready to dial them in. There we go, they finally popped it, but June immediately pops it out here, and they get Geordie. Everyone else is just back. Actually, they do manage to lose Blank.
Oh no, Blank! And poor Fancy and June was standing in an awful spot. They take the blunt of a lot of shared damage, and I mean, fortunately, I think Warped went down during all of that chaos. Haunts is trying to come in behind that, but they've actually got him completely controlled and timed out on that sort of time of aggression. They cap off the point, and now they're going to celebrate with a couple of scout kills, I think. I mean, they try and go for June. I'm not even going to tell you how that ended. You know how it ended. I know how it ended. And they're going to continue with the scouts instead. Blank will go down, trying to support out his scouts. Warped even goes down as well. The crits comes out. I forgot about this. And they've managed to kill Fancy with it. But Haunts has come back to the world of the living, and he's making it a absolute awful time of life. Oh, nice air shot inside the little house from Haunts. Will go down though, and allows his team to kind of come in and sneak the point.
Yeah, it was a 1-on-3. He traded 1-for-1 still. That's really good. Pulled everyone back to have a full Uber ad here on June. And yeah, June has just been unkillable. It genuinely seems like she's made of air, right? Like you just shoot her in the feet and she just flies away. It's so annoying to play against. Just never ever dies. Gets grounded.
Geordie in on top of June has forced out the Uber charge this time round, and they get a clean exit way over on Mac and company. So, and they've got a crit streak still running here on this bagel map. They're going to try and re-enter from the low door. And Fancy trying to lob some pipes, trying to put some initial pressure. They actually throw in Haunts in. They've crit streaked nice and early just to alleviate some of this pressure. And with 2 soldiers down, this should be a given up point.
Yeah, but crit streak, it has been spent now. They did manage to get Lucas to put down a bunch of really good sticky traps. Actually, just gonna run through one.
Oh, scouts going down, trying to enter the doorway on their own. Geordie gets in from behind, does a good amount of damage, allows the rest of his team to kind of come in. And Haunts clips a couple of doors. He does hit them with the door on the way out though, and takes a scout.
This is still a lot of time bought here for SKEDDA. They can't really do a forward hold that's worth anything, but still, they bought a lot of time. They're about to have the clock run down. They have this crit streak.
The trap gets the drop onto June. They never check the bush. It's always the greenery that betrays you, and the crits, it's for 3. You get a crits, Haunts gets a crits, but the wrong end of it. He will go down. There's the damage control now. They're throwing soldiers in but the scouts are dodging them. This is a wonderful victory in the eyes of SKEDDA for this bagel map.
Yeah, and the point is even going to troll them a bit. It takes so long to just tick down here, but they're not going to be able to get there in time. Definitely not. So there we go. The bush sticky trap
push
is what wins them the round. So they've got a point on the map, on the scoreboard. It's 1-1. It's anyone's game, and we've seen now the SKEDDA, they can get a bunch of momentum going, and they're just going to keep sticking to this crit streak.
Can you rattle a some godly medic play? Can you actually make a divine kind of believe or not believe in their gameplay after a sort of play like that? We'll see if it rattles poor MANDEM, as we are taking another mid. It's another sort of kind of shared experience where they're playing a bit more aggressive over on MANDEM and playing more chill, even a lot more chill than the previous round over on SKEDDA. But they've got a crit screen. They use nice and early. They're throwing stickies, but they're dodging them. They're hiding away, and they will have the Uber charge now. But June is kind of caught away from the rest of the placements.
Okay, there we go.
Fancy, he's low, he's in the corner, he will go down, and they don't want to use the Uber. Haunts is going to come in, get on top of Mac. Of course Mac will go down, but that is some time on the board for SKEDDA. And Base God, to say he's got no heals, he's still hanging about.
Yeah, there's a soldier on the flank as well. What? Okay, he has been spotted, but he might just decide to go in anyway. Just gonna decide to stay on the point. It actually does a ton of damage to these scouts. Trying to go over.
The Uber's been forced by Jordy. June has been forced this time, and I mean, this could have been worse. It could be better as they back and rotate. Warped has provided some room for the team to come back into this fight, and Haunts even goes down trying to pressure poor Warped, and Warped is again creating more space. Oh god, he does go down though, doesn't he, to that air pipe.
That was an intentional air pipe. Don't worry about it. It's definitely true. Don't look it up. Yeah, Jordy gets a pretty good flank in here though. Some good damage. Gonna force everyone back. Look at that. Demo Man cannot get close to the point.
Yeah, they do actually manage to push them, physically push them off the point to get them, and now shoes on the other foot. It's all about just these little times you can weasel away here, and now they're in a prime place as well to just keep blocking it. Really annoying if you were on MANDEM. So what is the play here from MANDEM to kind of break up this and push them off, or maybe even like get some sort of pick play? They're actually going to pop off Uber over on SKEDDA very early, however.
But Lucas dies to Balder during this Uber exchange. That's really big.
Yeah, and they even lose a soldier on his own little house as well, and they're trying to instead take it to a Warped in the post-scout fights. SNH on his own will go down, and yeah, it seems like losing that demo man was costly for SKEDDA in that post-Uber fight.
Fancy's going to set up a really forward sticky trap here. It's kind of sneaky. He's going back on the left side, but he's still got two stickies on the other side with a soldier looking at it. And actually, it looks like Jordy's going to go all the way around.
Oh my god, the soldier doesn't know that Jordy's there. Gives him a little hate tap on the way and rotates back, and he doesn't go down. A nice little space, and in all that chaos, they were like, that's it, get out. I don't know what's going on in this game of TF2.
Yeah. It kind of ended up with nobody dying. It was just a bunch of space being gained here. They're actually
gets the jump onto poor Jordy, but goes down as well. It's just an exchange at this point, and they are blocking the point over on MANDEM, kind of giving SKEDDA a taste of the medicine. Base God goes down again, dropped by Mac in that sort of quick 1-2 punch from MANDEM, and in this sort of post-Uber fight, this is not really a fight you want to stick around for, Peter.
No, you definitely would rather have a demo man than a soldier on this map once the fight comes out. And they actually never captured out of the point. I thought the point was going to change hands for sure. This point captures pretty quickly, and it's kind of difficult to block for a while, but they did manage to do just that. And time is actually running down real low. We're under a minute now for MANDEM.
Yeah, MANDEM don't actually want to press the issue. They're just happy with what sort of cheeky time they can get wasted here. They're not running much risks here for the big wins. They just want to get what cheap time they got. They get the point for a second here on SKEDDA. They cap it right back over on MANDEM. But with Haunts going down and that taking the fight against these running scouts doesn't quite work out, however. And God, everyone's being spread so thin. They
Ooh,
pop off the
warped.
Uber. Fancy had a lot of pressure on him, and will use it now. Mac has got his own Uber bubbling and away, ready for the team. This could be a very devastating Uber if they can get on top of June. Don't even need the Uber charge, it seems. Mac goes out. They get desperate on MANDEM. They jump Mac. He doesn't die this time.
They lost no one, in fact. And Warped actually, he got a really nice kill on the flank there on a soldier to start that off. Finds a sniper. I did say how you can't snipe on this map, but Baldur is going to be cheeky. Basically,
No,
snipe
he
from
changes.
spawn.
He's come to his wits here, Beta, and yeah, they do have Blank jumping in. He will be the sacrificial lamb, and oh, they even get a goat as well. Horse is going to go down on the flank. Fancy's going to be like, well, I've lost both of my space makers. It's time for me to make said space, but he's being taken space off. He will back off and learn better. But the soldiers are back into the fight. That's 20 seconds gone out of this map.
It's actually the forward hold, right? They don't want to spend too much to break this forward hold because they're afraid they're going to get Ubered on by Mac. So it took them quite a long time, and it's actually down to about half a minute now for both teams on this clock. But they are now at a point where they actually got 2 picks. They want to do the Uber exchange as well. There we go. Here
They've
it
got
comes.
not one player behind, but 2 people behind. The exit way is a danger way as they go back into the corner. Fancy actually has them cut off. Mac is launched into the air. He will go down, and Haunts is even killing all of these rushing players from the respawn. And Warped is the only one alive, but not in a place to do anything. A really forward hold here. I mean, really forward. Look at these stickies, Beta.
Yeah, very, very forward. This is kind of what they did before, and I think, yeah, he's going to leave the soldier there to look at it again and then go left. Yeah, he's already just given up on them, and he went left to spam that out. It's so much easier to get damage on that side when they push out, but they know they're going to have to get
Mac
in there.
has gone down to a random pipe, and now they've got no heals for this point. They need to touch it, however. Pinky Toes on the point, and Fancy bails out his team with a nice set of pipes. With no heals, this round was over.
Yeah, really good rotation there. Didn't get attached to his sticky trap. He just immediately saw that, oh, they're not going this way. I'm just going to go back to my team, go over left, spam that out, go back to my team. Gets the lucky random spam onto Mac there. But just the play and the positioning that enabled it was really good. So now the question is, you've seen on these flanks, Jordy and SNH are going to go up against Haunt and Inzo. Who's going to win on this flank? That seems to be the big question on these mids.
Yep, and again on the passive mid, they're running crit screen again for this mid fight over on SKEDDA, but they're not completely shying away from the Medigun if it has to come down to that. Nobody initially giving up. They throw in 2 soldiers over on MANDEM, but find nothing here, Peter.
Yeah, they didn't go for the flank plays. They just sent in people, and actually Pipe's going to find
the crits.
there.
They find Boulder with the crits. They can't connect with these a couple of little stickies here, and Blank is probably going to be the last one to go down for this team during this crit screen. And fortunately, they keep June alive. That seems to be the mantra for MANDEM. Keep June alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And meanwhile, the mantra is, who cares if Mac dies if you can just get a crits off in time? All right. That's just, it's kind of what I do when I have a really bad team. It's like, well, might as well go crits. I'm more likely to actually live long enough to get
jumping
it.
in, focusing on Fancy though, not going for the medic. Fancy will manage to kite it well enough and let his scouts do the protecting, and the crossbows will get him back to life. Warped winning out on the flank will get punished by the core as Boulder comes to clean up that kill. Base God, he's gonna get picked off here. That is annoying to say you've got 100% crit streak ready right now, Beta.
Yeah, and he just walked into a crate and got stuck on it. It's really unfortunate. I think he wanted to use that crit streak really badly, but yeah, now it's just so delayed. It's going to be so much more difficult to actually get through. When people are down, it's going to be way better.
Feeding crits rocket. They pop off very early on June. They don't want to humor this crit soldier whatsoever, and they're getting quite in the thick of things. Fancy maybe in the kill zone will go down, but he trades for the opposing enemy demo man, and I guess, you know, kind of simplifying the board here if this was a game of chess. And can they actually get and center control though? That's another chess move they're hoping to make on SKEDDA.
Yeah, when you don't have the point, you always want to just trade off the pieces, right? Because you get yours back. Pieces don't really respawn in chess, but yeah, Otherwise, the metaphor works really well here. There we go. They actually did a lot of damage on that forward hold. So they slowed it down quite a bit. They actually have to jump back out here. Fancy can't stay in. And we're about to have this crit streak again. Lucas, he's kind of foaming at the mouth here. I think he wants to use it. We just need to figure out where they are. Where's the combo? So you can just crit them down.
Yeah, they're trying to push it through. They're trying to get through choke, it seems. They go through mid, they pop her through mid door, instead see if they can get on top of Mac, but Mac manages to weasel his way out, as well as 3 members of his core. Warped is staying alive out. Oh no, gets peppered off by Inso, and they pop off the crits, but it's gonna have to be some very nice set of frags from base squad, from App. And they do find enough, I think, to maybe have something to chew here, but it's still a difficult fight, and difficult fights mean more time. Blank comes in, picks off Af. That is not the plan they were hoping for, and they do get the respawners just that bit quicker into the fight because of that point exchange. And more 1v1s being taken out by Jordy and Horn. They're meeting each other. They will trade with each other as well. It just shows how even this game is, Peter.
Yeah, they can't really find the perfect opening here for them to go. The crits and the Uber.
Inso, he's in. He's killed out a Demo Man. He's still alive, and he will go down, but Demo for Scout, a lovely trade.
Yeah, and the Uber and the crits were on pace to be on exactly the same percentage, but it actually ended up with the Uber finishing first. And oh my god,
Soldier sort of kind of pins her in, forces out the Uber charge, but the crit screen can be let loose. Fancy goes down, and they're just trying to find any sort of valid targets. Jordy doesn't need a crit, finds the kill onto June, and the next objective surely here has to just be keep Mac alive, and in the same breath, Mac goes down. They're already on top of it over on Mandem. Plan B worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, Caster's curse in full effect there. He's just staying. Actually, no, this is June. He's like, oh yeah, good idea. I'm gonna go crits as well. I love this. It's so aggressive when we have these crits, because you can't just sit back and stall. You actually have to get in there and use these crits. So it's Mac now on Uber with June on crits.
Goes down to the aggression of Jordy and company. This should invite maybe some shenanigans on these flanks. Jordy jumps from the center, right on top of June. Can't find the second rocket, gets the third rocket. Minimal HP. Cough of June. She picks up a health pack. Instant delivery, and yeah, that has alleviated a lot of pressure from the big game plan of Mandem. They've got a crit streak now, and they've actually got their own Uber. Oh my god! They hit him, sucker punch with this crit. They didn't see it coming. That's a crit streak, Beta.
So that's how you do it. All right. I guess you just give it to the Demo Man. They're actually chasing this soldier down. Oh my god, poor Warp. He just wanted to go home. But they might get the Demo Man in return. Yeah,
gets the kill onto Fancy and stays alive as well. And flank was open. SNH exploits it now. Pick a door, any door. There is no Demo Man, but there's another scout hiding on the flank. They actually takes a quick turn in, so decimated by these scouts, and with a scout up, they should have a bit more room to capture this point back. To say they had such a wonderful crits, they barely got any time. Horns goes down to a set of pipes. They're all tagged from the spam of Jordy and walked on this flank. Boulder's gonna go down. Fancy's fed as well. Enzo's come back, and with 16 seconds left on the clock, and everybody still respawning for all that time period, it's surely a round for SKEDDA.
Yeah, Lucas hates Haunts, I'm pretty sure. He just keeps absolutely denying him with the nasty pipe.
He steps onto the point. He's given his team a chance. They've got back in. The soldiers have done some work. They've popped off the Uber. They need to find the remaining kills for this. Boulder is dancing. He will dance to his grave with one scout left. He is nothing to this team of SKEDDA.
It's 2-2. It's best of 3. It's first of 3. Whoever wins this round wins the second map.
Oh
if
my
SKEDDA
god.
wins this turbo tap, we're going to a third map, and that's going to be another cough map.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking at the weapon stock market, buy Crits Creek stocks. They've gone up massively. Fancy's just jumped in. Meals on wheels. He is literally fed. Sign here and here. I forgot the napkins though. He's going to go down, and this is an easy mid starting off for the SKEDDA. What a gifted round.
Well, don't say gifted out just yet because both teams are on crits Turbo Time. Both teams. So you can't just sit around. If you win, you might just all clump up and you can die instantly to a big fat sticky. So just hold your horses here. It's not over yet. They're going to have to go in with these crit creeks.
Okay, they should be blocking still. I know they don't have the Uber charge safety now. Oh, the crits creek. They land on Af with a pipe, but they get the June kill with the sticky, and they just have to keep Mac alive for this. They should be expecting aggression, but they come in at perfect timing, and they're all sharing the same space here, but not even sharing the same door of exit way. Mac is alive, and they're going to come back with the heals. Maybe they can get some damage done for this, but June is going to be just as quick coming out of that spawn area. Blank goes down, overextended.
Yeah, gets caught out there. Nice job by Jordy. Takes him down. They're going to go in aggressively. Look at these jumps.
Excuse me? They kind of just jump in and hope for the best over on Jordy and Wharton. It hasn't quite worked out, and yeah, sure, they cap the point, but they're going to cap it just as quickly over on MANDEM. 100% crits Krieg. We've been banking this. We've been saving it. Mac has surely used it now, but they're just rotating around the house. The scatterfire can't go through walls, but it can go through medics. They find the medic eventually. Alf is in a DM server right now, and he is feeling himself.
Yeah, they get it out there. I mean, I find it interesting that they're not just giving it to Lucas. Like, at least give him one sticky, right? Like, they saw the med beam, and then Lucas should have called that. So I don't understand why they don't give him, like, first crit sticky, and then they can switch it to the scout. That seems like such a no-brainer, especially since Lucas has been kind of hitting it. Yeah, they played it kind of weird.
Oh, Jordy pressured out. Mac took too long to come with a crossbow for that man. So they're fighting now, 5v6, and I mean, they've got Kritzkrieg bubbling away for June, but not quite ready to prime. But I don't think they'll see this coming. I don't think they've been doing clash checks over in all the chaos of this Pagel game beta.
Yeah, they should know. It's about 90% on this crits. I think we can expect Fancy to get it. Yeah, he's charging up. He's getting ready. They popped it.
Oh,
they know
no, he clips the door! He hits the door. Base God will go down, but they managed to get Mac out in time, and with an Uber charge, surely that is the apex predator of these crits gameplay. Mac has to use his Uber pretty early with a scout kind of W pastoring into him. They go back for the blank flank as well, and yeah, it seems the over-aggression of that Uber charge, they haven't really found the core kills they need.
They're going to continue to pressure them out here. June doesn't want to get caught in. It's still on the crits creek, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, Fancy, Boulder. I mean, I'm bold, but I'm not fighting 4 versus 2 bold.
Yeah. Okay. We're now in a situation where they have to deal with a forward hold and they have a crits creek. That can get really uncomfortable if they don't have the right execution here. They have this crits creek now. What are they going to do? I think maybe they're just going to pop it in, but the soldier's going to land.
Oh, no, they baited. Yeah, they baited him, Jordy, by kind of pretending that they're going in early for that. Mac does get out pretty early, but if everyone in your team dies to this sort of crits creek timing, is it just not a good crit?
Yeah, I don't know. They kind of got what they needed out of it. The only thing they didn't get was the Mac kill. Now, Mac's going to come in now with the Uber. The point changed hands. And still, it's so even here. Mac, he's already in. He didn't get forced out. Inso's not going to be behind.
Yep, they get in 4-3. They have this Uber shot. They don't even have to. Oh my god, Base God just goes down to the manned up power of Fancy, just kind of taking the fight to them. And it seems not all of them are on the same wavelength, it feels like, on MANDEM. They're just dying in silly places. Fortunately, Mac does not die in a silly place. He uses an Uber in a silly place instead.
Yeah, I think it's just that Fancy, he's already got the Bills hat. He doesn't even need...
Oh my god. Yeah, maybe that's why he jumped in so early at the start of this round. 50 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be turning tides. They jump in with warped. A lot of shared damage. They crits Krieg early, but June goes down, and Boulder will keep himself alive to clean up some of these players.
Mac behind. He's putting down a carpet.
Mac is going to crater. No, he doesn't. He finds the most raised part of that part of the map and keeps himself alive. And Fancy might be able to go down here. He is a bit overextended, but nobody there to punish him.
Oh, that's tragic. He came in behind, he put down the carpet, and he did 149 damage to the medic. Oh, man. I would be seething if I was Fancy right now. That is so unlucky. All right, Max in. He's got the Uber. It's damn near close. How are they going to use this?
Yeah, will they use it early, or will they just try and scare with it and just kind of cap off what they're using early, baby? Okay, we're going straight in. We're finding Fancy. He's going to go down. They do lose Geordie during the Uber. That's not going to plan. They do have a ×2 kill. Horns is blocking it, though. That might be precious later on. He even keeps himself alive. That's going to be very annoying. Blank gets a kill, and then the exiting scout. Warped is going to go down in this sort of door take. Horns, it doesn't look like much, but it's a lot of head pain there. Comes out from the flank, will get punished for it, but he was pivotal in that sort of escape.
I think we're about to see another Fancy crits. They just see Mac. Okay, they popped
They're
again.
just walking in. The crits on top of the Mac. No heals are going to be in this. It's hard mode for TF2 at this point. Boulder even getting some bonus final shots in. Warp gets some rockets. Doesn't quite find the kill. Blank going down somehow to the base score. And Af might get flanked by Enzo. 2 scouts shooting him in the back. And Warp maybe be able to punish one of these scouts. Instead, it turns around. Instead, these fights are being won in the dirty way here, Beta, and Dirty seems to win. They got a big toe on the point. SNH is keeping himself alive. Actually gives him the scattergun shot. He's still alive here. Will go down a round and a match here for MANDEM.
Man, it's going to take it out in the closest fashion possible. GG's. What a game here on Bagel. That was really fun. I want to see the log to see how many crits were popped. It was crazy how many it were.
What a wild game. I feel like it went through like a mini meta in of itself. They really believed in the Kritzkrieg over on SKEDDA, and they changed their mind. They're like, Kritzkrieg is so 5 minutes ago, as they just then start bringing out the Uber charge instead. And then they were having all these sort of bits and exchanges, and obviously these different takes of how the Kritzkrieg should proceed as well. And if I'm honest, Beta, I don't know which one was better.
Yeah. So I've got some stats for you. Mac, he had 13 Kritzkriegs. June, only 7. But so that's 20 Kritzkriegs in one map. That's pretty crazy. That's in a little more than 30 minutes playtime. But then also, June had 15 Ubers to Mac's 8. So June, again, definitely coming out ahead, dying less, died 9 times to 14. Definitely made a big difference. And how many times did we not see June getting chased down and somehow surviving? Again, pretty sure she's made of air. Just kept levitating whenever people shot her.
I mean, this is by far probably the most tested I've seen June in all of these TF2 matches, you know, bringing into recent memory on this MANDEM squad. And maybe it's just going into the nature of Bagel. There's nowhere to hide on a, you know, in this sort of food processed map. Bagel is just a big scary circle with no corners to hide in.
Yeah, and I just want to call out that Lucas did hit so many crazy shots this map. Like he played really well. He top damage for his team. But yeah, look at those scout kills on SNH.
Cool. Beta, I'm going to put you on pressure on voice on loudspeaker. Do you want to do an interview? We haven't done one in such a while. We'll have to I don't know, really kind of blow off the dust of the old interview box. But, you know, do you feel like one? Just for old time's sake. All right.
Yeah. Okay. What's the worst that can happen? We're in the off season. Let's go, baby.
All right, players. We're going to get you in for an interview. I swear to God, you better keep it Christian out there, or you're going to have a very angry God on your hands. Okay. We'll see if we can get some of MANDEM in here. I mean, if you can hear us, SKEDDA, if you're fiending this stream as much as I think you are, you know, maybe you could throw in a representative too. That would be nice.
Yeah. It would also be nice to have Bud in here, you know, hear his thoughts on how the tournament went. I love that he did the whole tournament by pen and paper, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Just did it manually. Like all the lazy folks like we are, we just... You know,
this man did a Swiss format manually. Could you imagine that?
That's awful. How does he do that?
Through sheer grit and determination, and maybe the loving embrace of his sponsor, Gladiator.tf. This man had time to do his tournament organizing because he wasn't wasting time on all those trades. He's got bots on Gladiator.tf to do all that work for him, Beta.
Yeah, true. Oh man, oh man, there's so many bands. I've just been updating the bands list. Fancy is one of them. Can we get some? Yeah, let's get him in here and hear what he has to say.
Well, obviously, we need to send them all the info. That's going to take a little bit of while in all this. So while they're all tucking away, talk to me about some of these games here, Beta. Was there any sort of high points here? It felt brief, but it was concentrated, good TF2.
I mean, I thought it was pretty hype when SKEDDA started coming back, right? They got 3 rounds, made it 3-4 on process. Like that's when I knew we were in for a good game, because it was kind of a roll until then. 4-0, that's boring. 4-3, or yeah, that's fun. That's really good stuff. And I feel like old MANDEM would have cratered, right? Surely that's exactly what old MANDEM would have done there. But it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new age where MANDEM, they can actually weather that kind of storm.
All right, so we've got the boys here. We're going to take off the muffles and gags and all of that. We've even got Lordux in here. Lordux, you must have done well, because I didn't even see you in the server. You must have been like a spy
Still
the whole
won.
time.
Yeah,
All
I just
right.
got home from work.
I see, and you must be very proud of your boys. Anyway, speaking of your
So
boys,
proud.
let me go through them one by one, in case not everybody's paying attention here. We've got Fancy from MANDEM, Haunts, the soldier from MANDEM, and also Lordux, soldier by day, work by night, it seems. Okay, boys, first off, congrats. This is your victory and a guaranteed bill hat. Let's just go down the line. How are you guys feeling after a victory like this? Fancy?
I'm very happy. I love Bill's hat. It's my favourite hat. Very happy I've got it. Yeah, we played well. Good job, guys. So did SKEDDA.
What are you gonna do with your second Bills hat?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe keep it in inventory in case I lose this Bill's hat, or sell it, or maybe give it to someone. Who knows?
Haunts, was it all about just the money for you? Was it all about this Bills hat, or did this game represent anything else to you guys?
Yeah. Only for the money. I'm only here for the money. I'm gonna do it my Bills hat for charity as well. So.
You're not getting the hat, bro.
Yeah, there's 7 players and 6 Bills hats.
Lordux, it's got to be a lot of trust to kind of pass on the baton to Blank in these sort of situations. Did you catch any of the game at all? Were you proud of your boy kind of stepping up?
Yeah, I watched most of it at work. When he played Grands when I was sick as well, so I had full trust in Blank. So.
All right, Fancy, walk me through some of these games that we're playing tonight. So obviously our first map was Process. They picked Process. Was this like a shocking revelation? Were you like, oh no, guys, it's Process coming up?
I don't know. I was very confident. I expected it to be close, but it got a bit too close at one point, obviously.
I mean, it started out being 4-0, right?
Yeah, and then they almost brought it back. I think, honestly, I don't know what was going wrong, but
am I right in saying that old MANDEM would have cratered and
oh yeah,
there?
definitely. You're definitely right in saying
old MANDEM would lose 5-0.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
This MANDEM is the new MANDEM.
Okay, so
yeah, you're out. You're stuck out.
This is a good point, actually. I'd like to kind of, obviously, now that you're here in the present and now, and you get to look back at your old former selves, what's changed? What is old MANDEM and what is now new MANDEM? What's the difference that's made you guys into these sort of steadfast champions?
Well, old MANDEM used to rule people from mid to last every time in scrims, in officials, whatever, so we didn't practice anything for playoffs. And then with the new MANDEM, we actually practice stuff, so it's actually very good to have a team that, that you enjoy playing with, and you practice it, and they all listen to advices and stuff, and they actually do them in the game. So
was that how it was, Lordux? Were these members of your team just completely lost little lambs until you kind of came in and just whipped them into shape, or was did you guys, or did they just come out quite box ready? Were they actually already making the turnaround by the time you joined?
Yeah, I whipped them into shape. It's just what I do. It was the other way around. I think when I came back, I was like super washed. Took a 2-year break, so It's other way around.
Fair play, fair play. All right, Fancy. So process happened. 4 rounds go up, and then suddenly they start making comebacks. You know, walk me through the environment of the Mumble. That's the one thing we didn't see. Were you guys panicked? Were you guys still cool? Or
Oh no.
No, we were. Doing all no, I think we were fine. I was confident we were still going to win.
all right?
This has happened before, you know.
Okay. Haunts, Fancy's lying to me, so I'm going to start going through the rounds one by one. You tell me when like people start tilting. So round 1 happens, no tilt so far. Round 2, 3.
No one tilted. I'm gonna be honest. I would have said that someone tilted, but no one tilted actually. We just decided to troll on crits and stuff, and then yeah, you know, we just wanted to give them some something to grab on, you know. 4-0, like they're just pushing out of like for no reason. So we just gave them a few rounds and then gave them hope and just cut
Yeah, I
their
wanted to
legs,
make
you
it
know.
close.
Yeah,
But,
like
sure.
in reality they just suck, you know.
Oh, man.
Oh.
All right, Lardux.
Yep.
We go to Bagel for your map pick. It was pretty close. It came down to mere seconds of being the difference maker. Is this a shock to you guys? Is Bagel usually a tidy map for you, or did you just want to keep
Yeah.
it spicy with the map pick?
Yeah, Bagel were usually very good on, so I was pretty surprised to see the scoreline, but
What
Yeah, I
with
don't know
all
how
the
they
crit
felt, so.
streaks?
yeah, that kind of surprised me. We're not running crits too much on that map, so I guess it was to counter them going crits, but I don't know.
Yeah, is Bagel just like a decent crits map? Do you feel, or was it just?
Oh, not really.
It's better than process. Process. I was having a very rough time with the crits of process.
Are you
Bagel's
guys
fun.
glad that you dodged Product? Because that would have been our final map. Do you think that would have been a trouble map for you guys if it did come down to it?
Well, if SNH sniped, we'd probably fucking lose that 3-0 easy.
You got
Easy done.
Zoe on Sniper, bro.
Yeah, true.
I can
True.
snipe it.
Yeah, you guys, I even saw you were checking, using both scouts to just double check if SNH was on Sniper on
Yeah.
process. You were that diligent against it.
Yeah, he played LAN with us. We know where he, I mean, I guess with me, but I know how good he is on Sniper, so I wanted to check everything.
Yeah, and I thought the PC push was genius when you did finally spot him out as well. Is this just always been the answer to it? Have I not been paying attention to the Prem gameplay, or is this something cooked straight out of the Mandem kitchen?
That's Boulder. Boulder with the main calls. He's a genius. He's the genius of Mandem. Boulder. Just call it. Just boom. You see the sniper? Boom. Go ID easy.
All right, and okay, now let's talk about Mandem's future here. So obviously, it's a bit of a drought coming up into the next ETF 12 season until like November time. It'll, you know, obviously LAN and all that stuff. Are you guys going to be taking a break? Are you still going to be scrimming? Are you going to maybe lobby for maybe more tournaments like this? What are you hoping Mandem's going to be doing in the future?
Go on, team leader.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now the roster's gonna stay the same, and we are. I mean, some people are taking a break. Me for one, back to where I usually am until mid-August, but we'll like scrim. Mine is like weekly, and we hope to attend either the German or Polish LAN, and yeah.
And Fancy Haunts, did you enjoy playing this tournament? Like, do you have any sort of kind words to say to Bud at all? Or maybe even some criticizing words to Bud? Hell, we can maybe even drag him in here at some point and you can tell it to his face.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really fun. We haven't had like a cup with decent competition in ages, so yeah, I'm very glad he did it. Very glad I played it as well.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play most of it, but from what I got from the rest of the team, they all enjoyed it, and I think we probably need more of this between seasons. Maybe get some more teams in, you know, some more Prem teams in, so the competition gets even harder. And yeah.
You know, while I'm trying to drum up as much fake controversy as possible, maybe we might find it in this ETF 12 schedule. You guys think like this is a good time for this long break that ETF 12 have put, you know, between the seasons, or do you think like this is too long for you Prem players? You need something. You need an ETF 12 season to happen more often.
This is fine. It's a summer season. If there was a season, season right now, I don't think we would have been playing like in this season at least, because I'm not home. Belarus is not home, so we'd have like to play with 2 soldier mooks already. Like people need breaks, especially because it's summer. We're like more than fine for not playing 3 seasons in 1 year. I think 2 is fine with some tournaments in the middle.
All right. Oh, we actually do welcome in Bud coming into the interview room. And Bud, you're our main man. You're the entire reason that this tournament has played off. Are you happy with your results? Was the TF2 good? Was the production good? What do you think, Bud? If you're there.
Oh, his mic is broken.
Oh, his mic is broken. He's flabbergasted. He's just speechless.
I can ask a stupid question in the meanwhile. All right, Hans, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate bombing in against Lucas?
Oh, I was even typing in chat. Like it's not even scouts denying. It's just Lucas. It's like against every team, it's fine. Like I play against fucking Witness Gaming. I play against fucking TLR. Scouts deny me. Against SKEDDA, it's always Lucas. It's always Lucas hair piping or like hair sticking or something like that. It's never someone else. It's always him. He's a good demo though. He's improved a lot since last time I saw him.
Yeah, you still got through.
All right, put your silly questions away, Beta. Bud has arrived. Bud,
Can
I
you hear
asked
me?
you. Yes, we can hear you, Bud. Don't worry. I promise you, we can hear you because I want to hear your opinion about your tournament. Are you happy? Are you everything run as smoothly as you wanted it to go?
Well, it wasn't like as smooth as I wanted to be. I did forget to regulate some things, but now I know them and I'll look out for it next time. So it can
Next
be
time?
smoother. Yeah, well, the summer is long and the season is far, so we'll see what happens. And if VTF12 continues to have these big gaps yearly, maybe we make it an annual thing. Who knows?
Oh, that's music to my ears.
But then I'll have to get Phil's hats every year.
God damn, we're going to have a market problem at this rate.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm sure people will be farming Gladiator.tf, using all that trading sort of time to kind of capitalize. All right, Bud. If you had to make any sort of changes or maybe some aspirations for the next tournament, is there any sort of things that you would like to change? Maybe change the formula a little bit, maybe add a wild rule change or something like that?
We'll see what's gonna be the situation with maps next time this happens, if it ever does. I know Govan was kind of an up and coming map. I did get it suggested a few times, but after a poll, the players decided they don't want to play it, which is fine. So we'll see. Maybe there will be a new map. I'm gonna change the scoring system to kind of punish draws more than they were currently, because currently 2 draws is like a win, and I was told that's not really good. But yeah, I did ask the players for feedback. I got some feedback, so it's gonna be better next time. But overall, I think it was fine.
Just to keep it balanced here, I'll flip back to MANDEM for a second. Fancy, Haunts, Lardux, what's it like playing with an admin that's one of your own? Is it like night and day difference having that sort of Prem player running the joint for a change, or do you kind of miss the I guess the disconnected nature of admin and player?
What do you mean?
Okay, do you like your Prem player running a tournament, or is that bad?
Oh, I think that's good.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Fancy?
probably wouldn't
Yeah,
change
happy?
too much.
Yeah.
Very good.
I think like a few seasons ago, Witness were like arguing there was like no connection, but I think now it's fine. It doesn't even have to be like a Prem player organizing stuff. But if there's a player organizing stuff that speaks to the rest, or like just makes polls and just gets everyone else's opinion, that's like more than fine. So we just need that.
Now, there is like one little question that I actually wanted to feed into Bud a little bit, maybe off stream, but I think I might just ask it here because I think it would be honestly a really interesting thing to run in the off season. But you guys have heard of the Banny rules, right? The progressive rule set.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bud, you've heard about that rule set, right?
Can you remind me what it is? I'm not sure.
It's the one where you, for the first 25 minutes, you just set like the high score, I say, for the server, and then when the time is up, both teams have to beat it by a round.
Oh, like I think I
overtime.
know about. Well, from what I heard from actually speak, I know a couple of American players. From what I heard, it can just have games going on for very, very long.
Yes,
If
you
it's
are.
the thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
personally not
Yeah, games
really a
last like
fan of that.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm personally not a fan of that because it can definitely be longer than 45 minutes. And I feel like people do have things to do.
Fair play, fair play. Okay, well, just planting the seed in your mind. Maybe, maybe for the next
Yeah,
tournament. Who
maybe,
knows?
maybe.
Experimentation, because it's not just America now. The Oceanic, all the Aussie players are playing with it as well. I think even South America have switched to it. So
Well, they had to land. They gave up on it. They actually ended up playing.
that was a technical issue, though. I got asked in good stead. It's because their servers wiped out, and they had to just go with like basic no plugin.
They actually played 25-minute maps at the end.
Yeah, it was kind of
finish it off. It was kind of
yeah.
fine, to be honest.
All right. I've asked all the questions I've got. Beta, if you've got any of your trademark, well, you call them, not me, silly questions, stupid questions, do ask. Otherwise, I'm done.
I guess I'm really glad Bud did this Summer Cup because I've always kind of juggled with the idea myself. So my idea was always to do like a weird twist on the format. So I would love to do like a different mod where, like either you play weird maps or you play like so that you didn't have to reload. So, right? So you just had like infinite ammo, like that kind of stuff. But it would only work for one tournament, and any more than that, you would want to kill yourself. But I've always wanted to do that. But is there like a rule set that you guys would want to play, like some sort of weird thing?
I mean, I'm down to playing with no reloading animation. If I have Fancy on my team, it's fine.
You can spam forever until you
shooting
run out
forever.
of ammo,
You
yes.
just
Oh,
get
that'd be nice.
pipes.
Yeah.
Get those dispensers out, just to keep shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Playing
but yeah.
Beyblade Fancy with no reloading animation is it's gonna drop 1,000 damage every second, so it's fine.
Yeah, but imagine the
Decent.
soldiers bombing. They can just do like a triple bomb and then they still have full rockets, right?
You should
Yeah,
make one
true.
where the soldiers have 400 base health or 500.
Ooh.
Or they have
Actually-
gunboats and shotgun at the same time. Yeah, we should just buff soldiers.
Yeah, that
shouldn't we?
one's good.
Yeah,
Or just make one that scouts just can't get past 110 HP. And
yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah, we have so many good ideas. Not
Man.
biased at all. Yeah.
Okay, you guys are clearly workshopping something. Before you put more tainted out ideas out there in the global sphere of the streaming world, I'm going to cut you off and we're going to start closing out our stream. I think we need to say a little goodbye. And before we do our goodbyes, of course, I'm going to let you all have your little last minute of, shout outs for being such wonderful guests here. And obviously, I'm going to give a big shout out to Bud as well to start us off, because obviously he did a massive amount of work in this tournament, and big celebrations to him. So, Bud, you be our first one to start off with the shout outs. Does anybody you want to thank? Maybe our sponsors, perhaps?
Yeah, of course. Not only the sponsor, but ProCave, very nice guy. He enabled all this, and of course Essentials.tf. You guys did a great job. I could definitely not put the cast together myself. So with you two together, Gladiator and Essentials, this all came together. I didn't have that much work to do. So thank you guys.
Oh, such a sweet, sweet man. All right, Fancy, have you got any sort of nice shout outs to match the energy Bud just put out?
Yeah, I got a lot. That's okay. Yeah. Shout out Al. Shout out Doug. Shout out Lander. Shout out Bud, obviously, for making the cup. Shout out my team.
Hans, do you think you can keep it Christian here still on this shout out?
Yeah, shout out to Bud for making this, and just keep making more, I guess. And shout out to the cast, and shout out to MANDEM, my teammates, and shout out to England for losing Euro finals. Easy.
Ouch. Okay, Lardux, please make something gentler than that.
Shout out to Bud for making the cup. Shout out to our team. Shout out to Blank for murking. And shout out to Josh.
Beta, have you got any kind words for the server?
Yeah, just big shout out to Bud, obviously, for organizing everything, and for JMax Chill and Samus for doing a lot of the organizing. Maybe did Dr. Underscore do some organization as well? I think he might have. I'm not quite sure, but those guys in the back are always the real heroes. They make sure that anything happens at all. and obviously everyone who helped cast, like Lucky and is it Rook? What? How do you pronounce that guy's name? I forget.
Well, don't ask me.
Yeah,
I mispronounce things all the time.
Yeah, and obviously you, TurboTabs, always a pleasure. But
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna have
Shout
to
out
say.
Arcadis as well.
Okay. All right. Boys and girls, that's it. That was our grand final of the 6v6 Summer Brawl, brought to you by Bud, brought to you by Gladiator.tf, and they will start off my little shout out, a little lightning round as well. Big shout out to Samus, all of Essentials.tf, my co-caster Beta, Bud again, obviously SKEDDA, obviously Mandem, and Haunts, Lardux, and Fancy for joining me on the interview. And a shout out to everyone there watching, and hopefully you're watching again in the future because we got more Nations Cup turning up here on Essentials.tf. Keep your eye on TeamFortress.tv for more details of these events happening or any of the socials of Essentials.tf. I've been TurboTabs, with me has been Beta, Samus, and obviously our interviewers, Bud, Haunts, Lardux, and Fancy. We'll see you next time.